estudiantes. Hoy, today, vamos a describir fotos. We're going to continue describing our pictures here. Please remember that in addition to watching this video, you should also fill out the Google form that is attached to this assignment so that I can give you full credit for it and we can start off second quarter on the right foot. So, we're going to finish describing these last few pictures and then you should answer the questions on the Google form. Okay. Miren la foto. Miren la foto. En la foto hay personas, hay agua. Miren las personas. Piensan en el tiempo. Tiempo en inglés, the weather. Piensan en el tiempo. ¿Hace sol en la playa? ¿Está nublado en la playa? La playa en inglés, beach. Okay. ¿Hace sol en la playa? Sí, hace sol. We'll use that for one of our description sticky notes. Hace sol. Y ¿está nublado en la playa? No. ¿Llueve? No. ¿Nieva? Es obvio que no nieva en la playa. ¿Hace frío en la playa? No. Yo pienso que hace calor. ¿Hace calor o hace mucho calor? En mi opinión, hace mucho calor en la playa. Okay, las emociones. Las emociones de las personas. Can we see the people? Can we see their faces to see what they're feeling or thinking? No, I'm going to go ahead and delete that because we don't want to make things up. So, dos descripciones. What is or isn't there? ¿Hay animales? No. No hay animales, pero hay personas en la playa. ¿Hay personas? ¿O hay muchas personas? Hay muchas personas en la playa. Y hay personas en el agua. Hay personas en el agua. All right, what we're going to do today is a little bit different than last time. We're going to take these statements that we added here and we're going to combine them, if we can, so that we don't have a bunch of like robotic sentences. It's sunny. It's very hot. Let's combine some of these sentences together so we can sound like strong academic Spanish speakers. Okay. So I'm going to add a little text box here and we're going to write. So do you think we could combine these two weather phrases in one sentence? Oftentimes if you look and the sentence has the same verb, hace is the verb, you can combine them. So we could say hace, let's start with where we are. En la playa hace mucho sol y calor. So we can say that it is very hot and sunny. Very sunny and hot. And could we combine these other two sentences? They both have the same verb. Hay muchas personas y hay personas en el agua. So let's go ahead and do that. Hay muchas personas y hay muchas personas en la playa, right? There's a lot of people that are at the beach. Y hay personas en el agua. All right, let's go through and read that and make sure that we understand it in inglés, okay? En la playa hace mucho sol y calor. Hay muchas personas en la playa y hay personas en el agua. Look how fancy we sound. All right, en inglés, one word at a time. At the beach, it's, so hace means it's when you're talking about weather. I'm going to leave a little note here for us. So hace means it's when you're talking about weather. So not always. Like if you want to say like it is a big grape, you wouldn't use hace. But we'll just use a little note here, okay? So hace means it's when we're talking about the weather. En la playa, or at the beach, it's a lot sun or sunny, so it's very sunny and warm or hot. There are many people in the beach, on the beach, or at the beach. So I'm going to add a sticky note to remind us that en could mean in or at or on. Sometimes you just have to pick the one that makes the most sense for your sentence, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and say at the beach. There are many people at the beach, and there are people in, at, or on the water. Let's go with in the water that time. All right, next picture. Ooh, okay. El tiempo, primero el tiempo. Miren el cielo. Cielo means sky. Miren el cielo. ¿Hace sol o está nublado? ¿Hace sol o está nublado? Está nublado. Y, está nublado. ¿Hace frío? ¿Hace calor? ¿Hace fresco? Llueve? Nieva? This one's kind of a hard one because it's not super obvious, pero miren aquí. ¿Hace un poco sol? ¿Hace un poco sol? Let's go with that, because we can't really tell the temperature, right? Hace un poco sol. We don't know, how warm it is or how cold it is. I mean, we could, oh, you know what? Actually, what's better than going off of an assumption? What is it not? I think it's pretty obvious. No nieva, right? No nieva. Es obvio, Señorita Leopard. Ay, ay, ay. So sometimes when you're talking about the weather, you can talk about what there is or isn't. What it is or isn't happening. Las emociones. Hay personas y no hay emociones. So we can't talk about that, right? So we're just going to delete it. Descripción. ¿Qué hay en la foto? ¿Qué hay en la foto? What is there? ¿Qué hay en la foto? No es una montaña. Es una montaña especial. Es un volcán. Hay un volcán activo. Es un volcán activo. Es verdad. It's true. I'm not making that up. That really is what the case is there. Y hay muchas plantas. Hay muchas plantas azules, rojas. Hay muchas plantas verdes en la foto. Hay muchas plantas verdes. Okay, again, we're going to try to make ourselves sound fancy. And let's go ahead and combine some of our sentences. So, let's try to use some of these conjunction words. So like in English, you guys are used to using conjunctions to join two sentences together, right? So you're used to using and, but, and or, right? So let's try to use some in Spanish to add our sentences together. So and in Spanish is y, but in Spanish is pero, not like perro, not a dog, pero, and or in Spanish is o. So let's try to use those in our, try to use those in our sentences. So I'm going to leave those up there to remind myself to try to come up with our sentences. So let's combine our weather phrases. So, en Costa Rica, that's where this picture is from. En Costa Rica está nublado y no nieva. It's cloudy and it doesn't snow. Or should we say está nublado pero no nieva? It's cloudy but it doesn't snow. Pero, I like using pero. No nieva. Alright, let's talk about what there is in the picture, because we can combine these. Remember, it has the same verb. I means there is or there are. So we can say what there is or there are. Hay un volcán activo y muchas plantas verdes. Alright, let's go through and read it in English to make sure we know what it says. En Costa Rica está nublado, pero no nieva. In Costa Rica, we don't have to translate that to English because it's a proper noun, so that stays the same. In Costa Rica, it is, that is another, so está is also another way we say it's, or it is, when we're talking about the weather. So we have hace that can mean that, and it, and está. So just so you keep that in mind. In Costa Rica, it is cloudy, but not it snows, or doesn't it snows. So in English we'd say but it doesn't snow. There is a volcano active and many plants green. So keep in mind too that in Spanish the adjective, so the describing word, goes usually, not always, goes after the noun it's describing. So let's leave that note here for ourselves too, so that we can remember that. So how it says plantas, so you see where it says plantas verdes, so that is talking about green plants. Green is the adjective, plants is the noun. Volcán activo, activo is your adjective, volcán is your noun, so the adjective comes after in Espanol. Alright, we're moving on to our very last picture. You guys are doing an awesome job. Ooh. I like this one. I wish this is what our weather was like all the time here in Wisconsin. Maybe not quite so dry. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. You can look at this picture. Emociones. No hay personas con emociones. So we're going to go ahead and delete that right away. Piensa en el tiempo. El tiempo. Miren. Hace sol. Hay sol. We can see that easily, right? Hace sol. Y clase. Y miren aquí. Está nublado. Pero no está completamente nublado. No está completamente nublado. Está parcialmente nublado. Está parcialmente nublado. Okay, descripciones. No hay personas. No hay personas. Es obvio. Es un desierto. Oh, that's another description too, saying what it is, right? Es un desierto grande. Okay. Es un desierto grande. Now, let's put our sentences together and make ourselves sound fancy. Here we go. Hay un desierto grande. Pero, but, remember we're trying to using those conjunctions to put our thoughts together. Hay un desierto grande, pero no hay personas. En el desierto hace sol y está está parcialmente nublado. Let me bring that over so you can see it. All right, let's make sure that we understand what this means in English. There is, hay un desierto grande. There is a desert big. So again, if you're looking at this, grande is your adjective, comes after the noun desierto. Hay un desierto grande. But, no hay personas. But, not there aren't people. In the desert, remember, hace means it's when you're talking about weather, it's sunny, and remember, está also means it's when you're talking about weather, it's parcialmente, partially cloudy. It's partly cloudy. Fantastico. Okay, now that you have gone through and listened to us describe the pictures, and we've written about the descriptions, and we've read the descriptions, now it's your turn to go ahead and fill out the Google form that follows this video. Make sure you submit it, and you're good to go.